Satchel. It's a satchel.
Young man, Dargis, prospect.
I want to check.
Yeah.
Where's your keys at? I want to check.
You got some water, Christian?
I got water and I got coffee. See how he gets all on the mic?
Check.
He gets like, oh, rabar.
They said do it again.
Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4. Can you hear me? 1 2 3 4. Mic check. 1 2 3.
So you can turn him down just a little bit lower than you think he needs to be.
Or you can highlight me.
What's Jeff doing?
All right.
Oh,
I didn't have that. Chad, can you hear me?
Mic check. Talk, Leslie.
Check.
Check. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast off.
Blast off.
No, I just had
Can you hear me?
my shirt.
He said yes.
And he'll be, Jeff's a little.
Well, Jeff is louder than I am.
On there too.
I have a soft voice.
We should be clear.
Yeah.
You went to get his phone.
I had to go, so sorry.
You know this is live recording.
1272.
You know what makes me mad about Facebook?
What?
Is that they put this little meta circle thing.
Right.
When I want to like search something, and then it goes, you hit it, and it goes to this whole AI front. I ain't with that, man. I just want to find somebody's name faster. I ain't with that. You know what? Can you really?
The AI thing?
Yeah, like it goes right where the search bar is. It's like, ask me anything.
doing that
I was like, no, dude, I'm looking for somebody's name, dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to ask you nothing. None of that shit.
All right,
Yeah.
give us a mic check, Jeff.
You took it.
Jeff,
Mic check.
Yeah.
Mic check, because you took it from me.
Well, Sophia's got mine, so.
I'm trying to find.
I've been had that phone. That's the one I got shut off when I'm on the phone on FaceTime with my mom. We're on the second floor. By the time I got down to the sidewalk, the phone said, "Bloop, your phone has been reported stolen."
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that part.
I remember.
So
that.
I'm always gonna
I don't
have.
remember
I'm always
that.
gonna have that phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Amen.
always gonna have that phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're the best.
It's recording.
You never give us a. We're freestyling
Babe,
this thing here, right?
I mean, just the
Most
concept,
High
just a
Baroque.
thought, just throwing it out there. Future
Player.
reference, right? You can make the bottle wraps
You can hear your cup drops.
with the Most High Media logo on it.
See,
And we could
that's
just
why
place it
Mom-
right there. I like that.
That's why you have a mom, bro, right there.
Just saying.
Chew it and swallow it. Yeah.
Stop playing with that candy in your mouth. Chew it, swallow it, or spit it out. All right.
I ain't watching nothing on my phone, but he got his phone in his hand, so
All right.
I gotta act like I'm important.
All right, let's do a prayer before we start, yeah?
Yeah, I love it.
God, we thank you for the opportunity. We acknowledge you in all of this, the means to be here, that you've assembled us here, that you've gotten us all here. And we surrender this time to your care and control. And we trust that what is said here will be helpful to somebody down the line when they hear it, when they see it. And so we thank you for the opportunity. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to keep my glasses on because somebody told me I looked sickly today.
No, but when you take them off, though, your off and on is
Wow.
really sharp.
Oh, is it?
What? Let me look. Yeah,
I got
that's
it
good.
down.
Look out when you start looking out the top.
That's the one.
Then you're in. That's 100%.
I don't like it myself. I don't. Keep your head erect with me. Don't do that.
You don't like this? Someone pulls their glasses down, starts talking to you.
Excuse
It feels condescending, right?
It does.
Yes, I know.
This guy thinks he's more important than I am.
Right, gotta
You know,
go.
over the glasses look. You know
Or
what
do
I
you,
mean?
or when you take them off?
Oh Lord,
the
don't
talk.
do that.
What did you? Excuse me. You take your
Because
glasses
Jeff,
off.
you're in the perfect distance
Okay.
that these glasses almost have you in focus, like almost.
So you have to come out the top.
So I
of
have
that.
to in order to really be back
Yeah.
in the room.
I would appreciate you doing that when you're making poignant points. All right.
That's
Do
why
it's-
that's the
But it's
meaning.
how you
Like
take
the
it
guy
off.
in
It's-
what's that
it's
show
how
in
you take it
CSI
off.
where he's like, Kane.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yes.
You got to say
You're
something
right.
important.
Recovery
Punctuate.
is
Make sure you punctuate
for
at least
everyone.
once. Let's get it.
If you can do
Ladies
that-
and gentlemen, it is wild in here. It
Yes,
is
sir.
wild, and it is the most high show. I'm your host, Christian. We got Leslie doing quality control.
Leslie,
My man Chad, who shared a story last week, is on the ones and twos.
Sir.
love that dude.
My man David Cleope's in the building.
Not the
You-
chef.
And sitting in the decadent seat of service is my man Jeff Vickers. We have a
Loudmouth himself. The loudmouth himself.
That's right. We have an in-studio audience hanging out. David made food.
Yep.
We brought
Wow.
pizza also. There's plenty of food.
Where y'all at? We need a bigger studio audience. That's where we get the stuff.
Was on social media, and I definitely asked to eat some of this
Yeah,
deliciousness.
he called me out.
I'm always seeing, and I must admit the man came through. The man came through. How you feel about that basil though? That basil was good, right?
We got a
From his
master chef
home
in the building.
garden. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so we just got a thumbs up from a master chef on the basil from your home garden.
Thank
We
you,
love
sir. I appreciate it.
Ladies and
Come on.
gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for the most high show.
Yeah. Yes.
So, Jeff is a nationally designated recovery coach, professional RCP. That's different than PCP. Slogans, and serves as a mental health and reentry facilitator. Passionate about making a positive impact, Jeff is committed to supporting individuals and communities through addiction recovery, mental health advocacy, and motivational writing.
I'm gonna tell you right now, somebody that loves you must have written that profile, because that's a damn good profile.
It's good.
And that's nice.
It's good.
That's
what
a good
I need
workout.
to say about that bio is I want that bio to run forever. I don't.
It should.
That's the template.
That's nice.
I don't need to change none of that.
That was well done.
Give me good 2 decades, just that bio. We straight.
Yeah, there's a lot to do in just this.
Yeah, just that.
Just
Right there.
that. Yeah.
There's a lot of love that can definitely come out of those positions.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. It says a lot to your mission, like how you're living right now, and the things that you're doing is pretty heavy, bro. It's pretty impressive, for real, straight up.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
All right, let's start off with a question.
Okay, all right, let's
Here we
go.
Let's get it.
I like.
What do you guys think about this quote?
All right.
You have the moral obligation to not get in the way of someone's suffering. Ram Dass. What's your honest thoughts on that quote?
You have the moral obligation to not get in the way of someone's suffering.
Yeah.
That speaks to me. There's so many different ways that you can approach that, right? The first thing that jumped out for me was codependency.
Mm-hmm.
It's the very first
I
thing.
believe you're on the right track. I think
You know,
Ram Dass would give you the
yeah.
nods up on that. Yep.
He's a cool dude, so I'd get cool points, for sure. But along the lines of that, wow.
Come on.
Hey man, it's your
Come
thing,
on.
bro. You got it.
Come with it. It's a
lot of
tough
places I
it's,
could go.
Yeah,
I ain't
it's a
even
tough
gonna
one because I think like part of what we do as just humans and the way we exist on Earth now at this point in our life it's about, our life is about alleviating people's suffering, right?
Right. So it's a really cool kind of like play on words. You have the moral obligation, right, to let somebody not get in the way of somebody's sufferings. So I don't know if the right terminology is like humanistically. I don't want you to suffer. You're my boy. I don't want you to freaking suffer. If I can stop that in any way, I want to be there for you and try to prevent it. But especially in the world of recovery, you cannot deny that somebody's journey is their journey. And if you stop and you buffer what somebody's going through, they're missing something.
They could potentially miss something.
They will miss something.
They definitely will miss something. It's so interesting because I needed to allow myself an opportunity to process while both of y'all were, speaking, right? Getting back to the codependence part, why that jumped out to me, man. When you go through your personal fire and receive a level of freedom, and you're able to look back on earlier versions of yourself, you're able to be very grateful for the suffering that you had to go through in each stage
Tell it.
to get to the next one. So imagine anything being different, everything will be different, right? So if I allowed you to interrupt the natural path that has been designated for me, I'm not going to be who I'm organically supposed to be.
Yeah.
Allow me the opportunity to suffer so that I can be purged from that pain.
That's a great
So then,
answer.
but where does
There's like a line, right? You would think there's like a line. Like where does that meet? Like where
Yeah,
does
like, I
that
think,
cross?
like-
Where's the cross section of
like
that?
I hear a little bit of steps in this, right?
Yeah.
Like the steps is like, rarely ever seen a person fail who hasn't given themselves completely to this way of life, or the only requirement for membership is the desire to stop, right? Like, so it's basically like you have to own your own
Journey.
chair. Yeah.
Chair.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to own have to own that part. And when you're ready, we're here.
Right.
That's kind of like old school 12-step kind of used to be more like
Yeah.
Well,
I've
you
heard of
think
that.
about it, right? You
I've
think
heard of
about that structure, okay? So of course, okay. So there is a lot to saying we have the moral obligation not to stand in the way of somebody's suffering, right? Okay. But when you have somebody that has a plan, right? Okay, that is like stepping up to the plate and in his journey, he's starting to do this structure to try to change his life. All right. So that's all set up. There's a setup there and there's a structure within there to where I am going to be, if I'm your sponsor or if I'm in your network, right, you have an obligation to put up the preventative measures that will send you back out there because of suffering. Does that make sense? So like I'm your sponsor. Okay. So now you're in a system. So now in that system, when you're talking to me and you're letting me know what's going on with you on a daily basis, if you're checking in with me, okay, we have a conversation about what's going on with you. Okay, so now we're putting up some preventative maintenance there. It's not. I don't think the quote is to like send you out and like to let you walk blindly. And if you don't, look both ways, you get hit by a car necessarily, right? And now you have to learn. We talked about that a little bit earlier, right?
Yeah.
But there is, if you proactively put yourself in situations to live a better life or to live a different type of life under in a network, then there's automatically some bumpers where they need to be. Yeah,
for
you know
sure.
what I mean? There's some
100%.
things.
It's
there.
intrinsic within that. I
Yeah,
agree.
you dig what I mean? So now, it's like your life's plan is going that way. Now I'm not walking aimlessly. Now I'm walking with a plan. Now I have a sponsor, I have a network of people, and if you do it that way, there's probably a lot less suffering. Or when you do suffer, when you do make a mistake or you do have a problem and you're going through something, there's a whole system set up to deal with you and your issues. And there's a process that you go through to handle it.
I think it's also
You see
like
what
to
I
the
mean?
codependency thing. Like we make suggestions, right? In 12-step fellowships, it's we can suggest,
Yeah.
or perhaps probably the most profound is when someone goes, "Well, this is what I did."
Love that.
Yeah,
Love that.
I get a
What
lot
I've
out of that.
learned is,
Yeah,
I forgot where I learned that term right there, but something along that, something along that line right there, like, well, this is what I've learned based on my experience.
yeah,
Yeah, that works. It's powerful.
yeah. Because the codependent thing, it's really hard. Like I have a sponsor now who's really going through it, and it's kind of his own making. But I think in the past I would have been very attached to his well-being, my personal worth or my sense of value would be
I don't have
attached.
that in me.
You don't, really?
I don't.
Yeah,
And some people judge me for that. Like
yeah. Well, I think I
I'm sure
used
we've
to.
unpacked
I
this
used to,
before, but I've
right?
never had a sponsor.
Yeah.
Right? And I've
Well, that's
never
probably
been
why.
a sponsor, and
That's probably
I
why.
still choose not to be a sponsor. I could be a big brother, I could be a mentor, you know, and hey, I am a nationally designated coach now, right? But it's just certain aspects of that dynamic that my personality doesn't suit that, not the other way around. You understand what I'm saying? It's not it. That doesn't suit my person. No, my personality doesn't suit certain aspects of the dynamic between sponsor and sponsee. And I've realized about myself, so there's no need for me to do that.
Well,
when
there's-
I-
Be mentor,
okay.
Right.
helper, or someone who's like a co-journeyer, right? You
That's
could
one I really
interchange
like.
kind of different words in that, but I think the codependency aspect applies no matter what title you put on it.
Right.
You could still become very tied to your own sense of worth. Can be tied to, am I being effective? And I think that's some of what, because this comes out of his book called How Can I Help?
See, this is what about that. Go ahead. Let me shut up.
Well, this comes out of his book, How Can I Help, which is the whole book is about people like us and ministers and people who are in service positions of helping people, right? And one of Ram Dass's big ministries was sitting with dying patients who were suffering from AIDS. And this is back in the 80s when all the medicines that could keep you, prolong your life wasn't around. And so part of his thing was sitting with people dying. And so he wrote this book, How Can I Help? To as insight. And so part of my interfaith training was we had to read this book, So that's where that quote comes from. It's in the role of the helper.
Right.
How can I help?
And what is help?
Right.
Right. If you think of help, oh, I'm helping you. Of course, I'm not gonna suffer with me. I'm here to help you.
Right.
But it's not. That's why it's such a great play on words. The helping is sometimes stepping back and letting the experience take care of itself, and then being there for the person on the other side of it.
May I?
Come on.
Oh my God, give me a warm handoff right there, my brother. Listen. So I coach at different capacities now, right? At my job, we naturally offer the free service of coaching, and we're called the recovery coaches, and they're called the recoveries. So
Sorry, Todd. Your mic is not on, so.
mine.
Recoveries.
Sounds strikingly
that?
similar to.
It's way out.
That's loud.
What happened?
Oh, it's
Okay,
out.
hold on.
Okay.
Touch it. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Sorry.
Like, I ain't never going back.
Like
He
we're gonna
took
edit
the
that out.
mic
Like,
Busted my two
we're
front
gonna
teeth out.
we're gonna edit that part out right there. That's what we're gonna do. So recovery coach and recovery. So I have two recoveries. Observation phase. right? Like, what I mean by that is this. I believe that as long as I am able to convey what I believe are possible solutions to what you have claimed to be an issue, because it's not my business to claim what your issue is, it's yours, right? So after you say, hey, came to the realization, you know what I mean? This thing killing me right here. I can come up with some possible strategies on how we can move the needle, from issue to solution. But here's the deal. What I learned about myself, and I think we all go through this, whether we're in recovery or not, we put forth certain patterns for ourselves. And a lot of times it's just so difficult to get out of that pattern to start an opposing pattern, if you will.
Change.
It's a big thing, right? So in both of those situations, and literally I spoke to the young lady yesterday. I walked up to her car and I said, you know what? I think I have a solution to help you break your pattern. I said, but I'm still doing some observation based on the word that you said hinged, this thought that I have currently, right? So I believe that it should get to a certain point for us as helpers to step back and objectively observe as much as possible. You know what I mean? Because for me, it's not necessarily about a particular instance. It's more so about the pattern and what message exists in the
very
pattern
true.
that I need to observe about myself.
Yeah.
I just think there's a reflection in every situation that I need to observe about myself. And it's
good.
difficult to convey all of those concepts to newcomers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, let me observe a pattern. Let me show you what I believe the issue to be, the starting point and the ending point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let's see what we can do. But I'm really big on stepping back and getting out the way after we decide a course of action.
Yeah, and I like what you're saying, because to me, what I'm hearing is like not getting caught up in the details, right? Someone's calling you and they're bitching about, you ever go pour cereal and then open the fridge and there ain't no milk? That's pretty dramatic. Oh man, that's me, and I always eat cereal at midnight. That's my thing.
Late night.
Oh man, and you open that door and it's midnight, you ain't going to the store,
Nah, we ain't doing that.
bro.
How much
I need to
has
call
be in there
somebody.
before you water it down, though?
I've
It
never
has to
done
be a
water.
certain what?
Never done
I've
water.
never
you
watered.
from?
I've never watered cereal.
Me and you
bro.
gonna talk about our friendship. Right? You never watered milk, though?
Nah. Watered milk.
Watered milk?
Oh,
Okay.
now
That's
wait
what
a
I'm
minute.
talking
Okay,
about.
now I know what you did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how
I
much
thought you were
milk
talking
gotta
about
be in-
water in the cereal.
Nah. Well, it's
you like
gonna be in the
loosening it,
cereal. You
making
gotta-
making the milk last,
Yeah,
and adding
man.
to it.
Yeah. Okay, we good?
Right.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it.
So
Say, mama.
you're gonna get down to 2% in a minute, right? You keep pouring that water in
Skim.
there. You can be skim
You
milk.
got skimmed.
I drank that for many years, my brother.
Oh, dude.
Huh?
Uh-uh.
Didn't you, David?
Yeah, I did. I drank it because I thought it was healthy, but then I really got to look at it. This dude just adding water to this milk. I'm tired of this. I water it down
But
myself.
we just got bogged into the detail,
Look at that.
right?
Yeah.
And so in trying to be as optimal help that you can be, not getting distracted by the detail of it and observing and going, okay, where else is this coming up? Because then when you as the observer can identify the pattern, then you call the pattern out. Now you can that's actually could be helpful, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it takes, what I learned anyway, is it takes away, it seems to take away from the emotional investment from the recovery. Because I'm not pointing out a particular behavior, right?
Yeah.
A particular instance and a behavior. You may be overly invested in that one particular instance in your life. Nah, I'm telling you, you're a procrastinator because of these 5 separate situations.
Yeah.
And in each of these situations, you have shown. I think I had a lisp there going on. I'm sorry.
No,
In each of these
I'm laughing because I'm just thinking like the people who sit with you, they're just like digging their own like grave in a sense of like.
Yeah, you're just
they're-
watching it. Well,
you're
you
just
did it
watching
again.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you go, well, here's this pattern. You're like, well, how'd you get that?
Yeah.
Well, I've been listening
Well,
for 3
I'm kinda good.
sessions.
I'm kinda
I've
good.
been
Yeah.
observing
And
you
I
Yeah.
don't take
on a
personal
weekly
pride in them.
basis.
I really
Uh-huh.
don't. Like, I don't know. God has kind of gifted me with a couple of skills, right? I think
Amen.
it's because I've had a lot of sessions growing up my damn self, right?
Oh yeah.
And
when
on
they're
this
sitting there
side,
and they're-
now I'm on this side, and I'm like, yeah, I ain't got to take this.
that's when they go underneath the.
Yeah, that's when they hit you with the, we don't want to do that.
Right. We good? What's
All right.
happening?
That's really good what you're saying, bro. Seriously, that's good.
Okay, his mic's getting fuzzy. Hold on, I'm gonna try something. It ain't gonna be right. It's gonna be wrong.
But you hitting it. You really hitting it, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm in the trenches every day now. Hey, beautiful.
It seems like you're working hard, man.
Slid right out. Look at that.
Man, I've only been out there where you're at one other time.
Would love for y'all to come through, man.
No, I would love to make it out there.
That's something I've already spoken to my people about. You know what I mean? Because it just, you know what I mean? It just absolutely makes sense. I don't think that, I don't think they'd have a problem linking up with y'all, man.
Is it working? Oh, it's like a wire thing. Oh, dude. Zelda is going to be easy now.
Not the punch out, not the, no, the punch out. Not the punch out. The
Punch Out was classic, dog.
Hogan's out. Oh,
Yeah.
Hogan's out being Duck Hunt.
Oh, Duck Hunt was a classic. That's so funny.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my voice as moderate as possible. Y'all know
No, you're killing it, man.
you know I'm a loud mouth. A lot of changes, though. A lot of changes going on right now. Good things, baby.
Out there.
Good things in my life. Your pineapple couldn't do it?
You like living out in Marietta?
Nah. I'm going to move in with her.
Yeah,
We-
I'm
we
gonna
gonna
tell you
get
right now.
together.
I'm not a fan of that side of town. I'm just the traffic.
I mean,
over
I don't
there is
move around,
really
though.
Weird to me.
I don't move around.
I live in Snellville.
Just
past-
listen to
past
it.
Stone Mountain.
Sounds slow.
Oh, it's slow.
You know what I'm saying? Snellville.
Yeah.
You can't even say it fast. You have to.
You
say
have
it
to
slow.
say it slow. You can't just
Say
spin
it.
by
Say it.
Snellville. Damn right.
Can't say that.
That's so good. Oh my god.
A lot of
Yeah.
mechanics out there. A lot of
Traffic's
body
better
shops. A
in
lot of
Snellville.
triangle, and that's it. I don't go far.
Yeah.
That's the New York.
Huh? You know what
yeah.
it is. Indeed.
Hit me up with the fader.
Dude, don't do that. Listen, I've heard some beats we got to jump on, dog. I'll even buy them. Little $35, little, this one kid from it's like 2 guys from TikTok. I really like their beats. I think we'll murder them. Yeah, we need to, little EP or something.
How's that sound, Chad?
You might need to do the same thing I was doing with that fader. I think that board just needs to be clean. The fader is the one that goes up and down. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
I thought
Who
for
did that? You said Large Professor?
Yeah.
No, wait. He chose who?
KRS-One.
Hell
over-
yeah.
I know you was the Bronx. I knew you was gonna say that
Hell
shit.
yeah. Now,
But he's from Queens.
let us not get it
and
twisted.
Rakim is
I
from Long
love-
Island. Large Professor.
Nah. Rakim is from
Long Island.
right?
We live.
We're not live. You didn't just test. I
You
am
can look it
literally
up.
from
He was
the
raised
Bronx and
in Long Island.
born in 1972.
We'll
like
have to
I
look
grew
it
up
up.
around Africa Bambaataa, KRS-One. Like I'm dead
That's the Bronx,
serious,
though.
bruh.
That's the Bronx.
So
That's not
why
over there
wouldn't
with
I
Queens
know?
and all
Why
that.
wouldn't I know where Rakim is from?
It was in a different borough. It was a different borough.
Listen,
No, you literally were there. This is not a diss. No. Tell me the story. Tell me the story.
I used to let the mic swing.
Dude, can we look it up? Rod Cameron's from Long Island.
Are you serious right
Yes.
now?
1 2 1 2.
Bruh.
Let's get back on the side. Let's get back on the
Don't
side.
do that.
Am I
'cause
good?
You're going to be owing me meals.
Okay.
You're going to have to ship meals to me,
Let's get
man.
back to that.
All right. Let's move on.
Let's do that.
Sorry about that. I thought we was interluding because the mic thing.
That's B-roll right there. Don't worry about that.
Okay. So I feel like this is a little 2.0 stuff, but I think we're
Let's
all
go.
hanging out and we're talking.
Yeah.
So this idea that the ego rebuilds itself. Have you guys familiar with that? Heard that? So essentially, like David and I were talking, like when I first got sober, I became like Mr. Recovery,
Yeah.
and I was like, same thing happened to me when I first met Jesus. I was Bible thumping,
Oh, you was
Call
out there, like
everybody
you was
out.
out there,
It
right,
was
on the
bad.
streets,
Do
right?
we
Yeah.
have any videos of that?
spiritual experiences, and then rebuilding my ego around it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Personifying this whole thing. And the same thing happened with me in recovery when I got sober. It was like everything was about recovery, And so the other thing with
Are
this,
you may I ask? Are you using ego for personality? Is that interchangeable in our conversation right now, perhaps?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well,
I think that any time that we rebuild an ego around anything, what we've actually done is that we've taken something that was good, inverted it again, and now what we've put is our personality.
now it's ours. Yeah. This is me.
Reshaped it, and normally
Give him a mic.
Right.
Are we not picking that up?
Then all of a sudden I made
I love that. Thank you, brother.
I
love
made
that.
it.
That makes now you get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Thanks.
thing is, it's kind of like we kind of go through experiences, or we may go through suffering, or the fire of suffering, which I like how you said that, and we kind of come to these epiphanies or clarities, and then inevitably the ego rebuilds itself around that thing.
Okay.
So how do we? The question is, if that is true,
Mm-hmm.
in what ways can one stay mindful of a destructive ego being created?
What little bit that I am learning about ego, I'm learning from Eckhart Tolle. Definitely want to shout out Lucy Bowen for allowing me to borrow her book, The Power of Now. And I'm learning a lot about ego, through his teachings. Really don't think that I know enough to speak about it from that perspective, I know enough not to speak on stuff that I'm not confident speaking on. We can. I'm not saying I don't want to converse. Right?
Yeah.
We can unfold through discovery.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure. But I'm not like, hey, I'm definitely confident about the subject matter.
Yeah, it's kind of like I think another way to put it is like, let's say you go through substance use and you get through that, and you've had an extended period of time where that's no longer your first reaction. Is not.
Yeah.
Well, let me get high.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
one may become new patterns may emerge that maybe aren't as destructive, but are nonetheless destructive and are not congruent with the person.
Man, you spoke to my heart when you broke it down like
Yeah.
that. Let me know if this relates. If I'm off, right? But I was telling him, I was like, for me, I believe there's always going to be, speaking of goals, let's say I have 5 goals, right? I think they're always going to be, I think it's always going to look like this for me. I'm killing a certain amount of goals. A certain amount of goals I'm kind of procrastinating on, right? And other goals, I'm like, we're tabling that. And then they shuffle and rotate. You know what I mean? And the ones that I'm killing, obviously, they serve their purpose. And I think like my attention, I think the things that I need to do kind of play like musical chairs with my attention. Is that kind of relating to what we're talking about?
so.
I think so.
it's
Yeah.
I believe so.
When I listen to what you're saying, what comes to mind, just because you preface it on like, your past, right? So, a lot of times we see people with this energy or fire, right? And it's like, I think it starts off when it comes to your spirituality or your recovery life, or and it makes you feel really good. So now you got this knowledge or something, and it's working in your life. So now you're ready to like scream it from the top of the hills. And I think in the rooms they call it like pink clouding in a way.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying? And it kind of like puts you, you're flying high, right? Now, before, my knee-jerk reaction to see somebody like that, I'd go to somebody that I know that had some time, and I go, wait till life hits him in the face. Life's going to just sock him right, blindside him. You know what I mean?
Like
that used to be my thing.
Going up to a newcomer
That
saying,
was
"Don't
your
worry,
thing?
Yeah.
it's gonna start sucking real soon." Don't
Well,
worry.
and it's still, you do that.
You,
I mean,
you were the guy that purposely went around demystifying everyone, like, snap out of it, stupid.
there's
you
no
know,
way you could be this
but
happy.
No
now,
way.
But now,
What are you taking?
And that really, if it feeds something, and it could easily turn into something that would like, you get that. This starts out very good, okay.
Right, but like Paul said, that once you kind of invert that and you
Yeah.
build your ego on that, right? And I think a good example is what you just did. You're reading this book about the ego. It's here. And you know that. You know it hasn't sunk here yet. So you're like, I'm not really going to speak on it like it's sunk here yet.
Yeah.
That was real deal. I love that.
The young
Yes.
kids call that capping now. They call that
No cap.
they call that capping. I don't notice I have no caps on.
Right.
You guys do though. Just
Right.
just saying.
That's,
You
But,
guys
that's probably telling you something. That's a telltale sign. in that.
Rob Bell has this thing called Say Something, and it's like a 10-hour
Who's that?
series. Rob Bell. He used to be a pastor of a big mega church.
Okay.
And it's 10 hours on communication and the art of communication.
I love
Audio book
Okay.
series. It's brilliant. And that's one of the things he talks about is like when we read things in books and we go, oh, we're so excited, and then you go and teach on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone asks you a question and you go, I don't know. Because it hasn't sunk. You haven't lived it.
But you
yet.
got that
Bruh.
energy though.
Yeah.
But got
You
the
want to
energy.
tell them the whole book, but you read 3 pages. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
But you
do.
got the energy, and it's good, and you want to let the world know, but it's not quite that time yet. So,
So that would be one way of,
Yeah.
of acknowledging this and being mindful of it, right? It's letting things simmer.
I'd love to bounce on that.
real quick though. But to see, and this is where it goes bad though. Like I have nothing against that energy. I'm cool with that energy, right? But whenever this is how it goes. Oh man, that chair freaking hit me right here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That was deep. And you go, for real? Then you drive all the way home. Damn.
What in
Look
my
at-
life?
You're huh? What do you think? Yeah? Huh? Then your ego is starting to really get the best of you. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't hear the topic, but I'd like to share.
Let me say, but I will tell you this.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I'm not sure what the topic is, but I think it's about this, so let me go ahead and.
And if you're not pushing the accent, an octave has definitely increased or decreased
Well,
in some
but-
kind of
yeah,
way.
Yeah. You had
Ego
some-
is a heck of a thing, though. It's so interesting that I could barely relate to that myself. But oh my God, someone tells me about my ego literally almost every day, and I love it.
That's
Yeah.
cool, man. That's man. You got
I
some.
really
you got
do.
some people. That
I am
are,
checking myself.
Well,
I'm
somebody.
checking
Well,
myself.
somebody is like loving you.
Like, look.
Somebody's loving you, bro.
I
That's
did
just
just
a real
someone
vibe.
did tell me to be humble recently. I didn't like that.
Well, I want to say
I
this
was like,
because I
"What?"
want to say that there's certain attributes of people's personality. This is who they are. They are
Yes.
going to be who they are.
Right.
And so you don't want to kill someone's spirit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm cool with that.
Let me shine.
Cool with the fire.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm cool with the fire.
Let me shine. If
You
this
know?
hits you, whoever's listening, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me shine. Let me just be me.
But whenever the dust, whenever the dust settles, right? You're gonna have a conversation. There's some sort of reflection going on,
Absolutely.
especially if you have a position in service, particularly because there is a lot of service where people are dependent. In that conversation, And if that's the position that you're playing, right, there is wisdom and knowledge being thrown back and forth, and it's easy for your ego to build up through that.
Wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh,
Wait
what time's he
till
coming in
tomorrow,
next? Oh,
shit.
next Friday.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the
I'm gonna light
fancy
his
shirt.
ass all the way up.
Yeah.
No, but
Got the
seriously,
fit,
like
you know, I gotta come through
it
looking
happens
good.
like that. And
We went to we did filmed Raleigh World a couple
Mhm.
weeks ago, and we were up in Pigeon Forge, and we went to a little meeting back in the back streets, literally the last little house on the block. A bunch of old timers. I'm not saying they had a lot of time, but they were all old, and they were. It was on the 11th step, prayer meditation,
Mhm.
and it was. I mean, I got teary eyed in that meeting because nobody said they figured it out. Everybody said, "I don't do this all the time. I don't do this right. I get good stuff when I do it, but I don't always do it."
Mhm.
And the realness and the rawness, I was like, this is why I come to a meeting like this. When I go in and everyone's got the freaking answer, bro,
Yeah.
it's just me. It don't work for me.
Yeah.
I learn when somebody expresses their vulnerability and that they don't get it right, immediately that person has a little more leverage with me, and that person I feel like I can ask, what can we do better, right?
I
Come on.
think when that's done, we see more of ourselves in that person, and it makes it so much. It just makes it easier, for the scope to widen.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm really comfortable in this setting right here because of the way this discussion is platformed. Because it's an interaction where we're all face to face. Nobody's up here talking down to nobody here, and like questions are being asked.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't ask questions,
That is
you're gonna
the
really
start.
have to question.
You're doing.
No pun intended.
But I think that's
What's
the-
going on with you? You're you're the talker at now, and
Mm.
there's no interaction, man. You're just getting a one-sided view
I don't like
of
that.
everything.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't.
Why?
I don't like didactic environments. I like collaborative and conversational environments.
Yeah.
There's a
that's what
big
I'm saying.
difference. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like,
I don't like that.
like some people, like I love process groups.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because process groups.
on that.
That's my thing. Like I love, I'm cool with.
Facts.
I just don't have the talent for like experiential stuff and all that kind of. That's not my lane. But I have a passion and a love for process because it starts with a question, and by the time it goes all the way around, you know what I'm saying. If it works out right, everybody.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like you're getting a great perspective. And that's like to me, that's quality. That's a quality time to spend in an hour. Like a lot of times, like, and I know, like if there's one thing about the rooms, that like there's a couple things about the rooms. Okay, but I love it's changed my life. But
Facts.
one of the things is, everybody has this moment to talk, and I know it's because of the structure. There's really no response. In fact, you're not supposed to respond. You just elaborate your opinion on that same topic. You see
Not
what
the
I'm saying?
crosstalk, but
Yeah, not trying to crosstalk, but hey, where you from again? That. Oh, whoa, like you know what I mean. So, and I understand that, like, and I know it serves a great purpose. Discussions going that way, but for me personally, my favorite part
is that
is
back and forth?
this right here.
Let's chop it up, baby.
This is right here.
Yeah.
Let's just
You know what I'm
chop it
saying?
up.
And if you're passionate and caring, and you want to change, and you're able to listen and be honest and vulnerable through all that, now
Yeah.
we're doing something. Something's happening. Bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
for
think
sure.
it's like I think one thing for me would be to always be learning, right? Just always know that you're learning.
Yeah.
We're always learning.
That excites me.
Yeah, and ask questions. I think that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
when people are around me and I notice they don't ask any questions, and I think that's really interesting
Yeah.
because you can find out so much more when you ask questions, right? You can really find out like what might actually be helpful in the situation when you ask, because what we might think is the problem is what you said, right? This is your felt issue. This is the thing you feel like you need to change, but you're not going to get that unless you ask, what's coming up for you today? What do you want to work on? What do you want to change? Where are you at? What you have to open that up for that person to say, this is what I want to change. You're not going to be like, well, that's not, you don't really need to change that. What you really need, like, help people get to where they want to get.
Not
right?
where you think they should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's hard
absolutely love that. I think it's hard, right? I think it's hard depending on the personality, right? I think it's hard depending on where the person is in their personal journey, you know. And I think it's hard depending on the capacity in which you have to serve.
Yeah.
You know, I'm big on staying in my lane. You know, I'm big on, you know, let's chop it up. You tell me how you think I can help you. It's not, you know, my place to tell you this is what I think you should do.
Yeah.
I think it's my place to hear what you have to say, be able to process that through a filter based on the resources at my disposal that I think will be able to serve you best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. My favorite coaching question is, what else? That is like the best question. That will reveal so much. You just keep, what else?
Who'd you take that from? Gary
Coach
V?
training. I
Who?
think it might be Rich Litvin.
Definitely
I did
heard
tra-
of
I
that.
did a-
He's
love
an
it.
interfaith.
I did coach
interfaith
training,
life coach.
life coach training, and that was
Life
one of the
coach training, yeah, I'm
questions.
sorry.
Was that's a powerful question.
Yeah.
It's people
Yeah, it
say,
is.
and then you go, what else?
Yeah, I love that. I'm taking that.
And then sit.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing. And
Lay in
then
that
go-
awkward silence a little
Oh,
bit.
that's the other power.
Ooh, I don't know. Acted out on David, maybe? Let me see. I like
okay.
to. Yeah.
Role play.
All right, David. So, what was the toughest part of your day today?
Getting home in time after work to get here and time it to worry about the quality of the food and what it was going to taste like and getting it done on time. That was the toughest part of my day.
What else about that was hard?
Awkward silence.
This guy's a genius. I'm taking it, man. I'm taking it.
What else about
what,
it?
what else
hard?
was what else?
What's so hard about getting home and cooking food?
Well, getting there because this is great. I love this, right? Because when I got home, I already have the pressure of like I am zoned in on what I have to do to get to the next step. So I'm in that lane, and I'm walking into a family. You see what I'm saying? Things are happening around me. But today I got to start off, no, I was the only one home. But there's a lot of stuff around it. And then the family comes home, and it's an awkward, if I'm in the zone, right, people want to like, hey, and I'm like, hey, and then I go back to what I'm doing, and then it starts digging in my head a little bit, like, oh, shit, hold up. Hey, you know, babe, what you doing? You come over here. What you do today? You know what I
Gotta
mean?
be
I talked to my
present.
wife. Oh, and then like, and the funny thing is in my head, if she's busy, then at that time it feels good. Oh, you doing your thing? Okay, let me do my thing. But then like coming here, when I was leaving to come here and driving, I was like, damn, dude, like, you know, we didn't even talk. You know what I mean? Like, so that's other things that run through my head
Yeah.
as like, you know, for the day. That's
So,
tough.
what'd you do when you realized you guys hadn't talked?
I was already on my way here. I didn't call her anything. I'm still in the midst of that at this moment, you know. So hopefully, going back, you know, a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of our days are like that. But she usually initiates a time to like really catch me up on stuff, and I respond. At least sometimes I try to respond appropriately.
Yeah.
But that's a thing, you know. That's a thing for us right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Me making that a priority while I already got a priority.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, damn.
Yeah.
So then I gotta like shake off like the guilt and like shut down, you know, get it right. When I go home, it's gonna be later, and I gotta get right. Tonight's movie night.
Ooh.
You dig what I'm saying? And I had the responsibility of picking a movie, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
That's a big
You have the
responsibility.
opportunity.
Well, I'm the best.
That's a big
I'm the best at it,
responsibility.
like, without a doubt.
And
For
what
the
else?
family, I'll pick them.
Yeah. What else?
And you know, we talked about, you know what I mean? She's like, "Do you want us to start without you?" She was offering, because it's summertime now. She was offering to. I said, "No, you guys go ahead, do your thing, and I'll just ease up in there." You know what I mean? Which that's my comfort.
Mm.
Uncomfortable is get there on time and like,
Everyone's waiting for you.
yeah, that's uncomfortable. To
You
me.
got
But if
shine
I
as
can,
soon as you get
but
there.
if I can just slide in on the couch, say some funny things, you know what I mean, and be a part of that way, and I get accepted that way, I'm like, phew, all right, I'm good.
So your last what else
I-
reveals more.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
absolutely
it's a layers
appreciate that.
where we're not even at what was the toughest part of your day anymore. Now you got to really
No.
know my whole day.
Yeah.
Two more what else, and
Two
he's
more
crying.
what else? I'm like bawling.
Yes.
We got any tissue in the
That's
studio?
really good. No, it's really good. I love it.
I love that.
That's a
Okay.
great. That's great stuff.
Let's wrap it up with this question. Because you have a book,
Ooh,
what's the
Let's plug
correct
that.
title of your book?
let's plug
Oh
that,
my
homie.
goodness.
Sober Slogans.
Sober Slogans is the brand. The title of the book is Recovery Models We Love.
Okay.
Mhm.
What is your favorite recovery slogan or
Mhm.
motto?
Motto, slogan, okay. That's kind of easy for me. Recovery is a journey, not a destination. I absolutely love that. And when I wrote that chapter, I had no idea that it would continue to be my favorite slogan. And the reason why is because I'm just in love with the journey that I'm on. You know, I just think it's a beautiful thing when we decide to believe in ourselves. I think it's an absolute beautiful thing when we say, you know what? I'm gonna stop seeing it in my head, whatever that it may be. I'm gonna stop seeing it in my head, and I'm gonna walk through the process of proving that I am worthy to claim it in 3D reality. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna chase dreams anymore. I'm gonna manifest them. Because if I'm chasing it, that means it's not within my grasp. Right? So I'm just gonna do what I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna hunker down. I'm gonna learn what self-belief is. I'm gonna ride that wave.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my perspective. You know, life is beautiful right now. It's a ride, you know? It's definitely a ride right now.
I do gotta say this, man, because we've been rocking out for a little bit, and I've been watching you. You know, I guess we all kind of watch each other from afar because of our lives and our, you know, everything that goes
I live
on.
vicariously through your
Yeah,
meals. You're
yeah.
right.
But seeing where you're at right now, and like your constant push of positivity, you know, every morning, yo, it's a beautiful day. Like that means something to me.
Thank you, bro.
So like I really get a good vibe and message from you, and when I get the opportunity to like see what you're pushing, you know what I'm saying, and then watching you facilitate, it's really impressive to see. And it's like, damn, that boy messed around, because you know I remember when we first met, I don't even want to say it on, 'cause we was talking some stuff, you know what I mean, but that was then. And now, but like I felt like it was, you always, you know, you was moving in a direction, and I feel like you are really in your lane right now, and it's really impressive to see.
Thank you.
So, you know, that's real.
And, you know, you had to go through the fire.
Woo.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
They don't know.
I mean, you would never wish
don't
that.
know.
You would never expect that or ask that would be the path to get to the place where you are now.
Well, what if somebody took all the suffering away,
Ooh.
Right.
right?
Yeah. What if I had a sugar mom? I mean, what if somebody came and
Right.
Took
What if
the
somebody
suffering
didn't let
away.
you have that?
Yeah.
You ain't here.
I wouldn't even be
Period.
here. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even be here
It
right
has to
now.
happen exactly the way it
Exactly the way it happened. I absolutely love it. You know, being right, and I mean it. Then I should be on point for the ones in front of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the interns that I have right now, just shouting them out real quick. I love all 7 of them, but I have 3 who are they're 20-something-year-olds, right? And that's where my heart is. Being honest, if I ever had an opportunity to just focus on a particular demographic, to try to assist them with their empowerment, it would be, between like 14, 24, 14, 25. You know what I mean? So me having these 3 young brothers in the class right now, it's God sent. It's God sent, because it is about learning what self-belief is.
Yeah.
I just think that if we can get that part down, we will be on our own individual path of destiny. Like really getting the self-belief down as a foundation to open up for opportunities that God has in store for us based on the talents, gifts, and circumstances that we're faced with. But if I don't have an insane delusional amount of self-belief, nah, I ain't gonna manifest greatness. So I choose to be the one who has the insane delusional amount of self-belief and recovery, And if it looks like this dude is bugged out or his ego is crazy, that's okay. You know what I mean? My thing is just to help the newcomers within the community. That's it. That's my focus. Yeah. Everybody got their slice, right? That's my slice, because I still choose to feel what it feels like to be a newcomer. You know what I mean? So I'm always tapped in. I ain't never gonna be the OG that's looking at a newcomer like, but what do you mean? Never. Never. Not me.
Yeah.
Like whenever I see somebody, I go 30 days.
I was
I
just
don't do that.
I
I don't do
literally
that, but I
just-
did.
I literally just told Chad, I don't think I'm suited for newcomers anymore.
Nah,
I literally just
it's my
told
people's
Chad
right there. I
said,
got that. Run them to me.
I don't think I'm suited for newcomers.
Run 'em to
anymore,
me.
'cause I
I
am
got
not
that.
doing a good job.
Huh?
I ain't got no patience for none of
See,
this.
that's the thing. It's like, I was just having a conversation with someone earlier in regards to, people. We just, I don't know. I think you're half joking. Okay, I'm saying that you're half joking. I'm gonna assume you're half joking.
I think I am half
Right?
joking,
Okay.
Yeah.
but I think that
But the frustration is real.
what you're
Yeah.
saying, right? The belief in self, right?
Yeah.
Like that's taken me a long time. It's taken me a really long time to believe in myself. And now I'm starting to go, so what? I'm hard to get a hold of. So what? You got to track me down. If you want what I got, and I kind of got,
got the
it's kind
sauce.
of dope. You know what I'm saying?
I got the sauce.
Then come on.
Yeah.
And if you're really serious, you'll get it. But I can't do these sometimey, halfway. I can't do it no more. I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? What's that thing? I'm doing a great work. I cannot be disturbed. Nehemiah, he's building that wall, and they keep trying to get him to come down.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
You guys got to figure that out.
Yeah.
I'm building this wall.
Oh my goodness. Facts.
You want to come up here?
I love it.
We'll chop it up. So maybe I'm even better suited for a newcomer now than I've ever been.
I mean,
And maybe I just haven't crossed paths with the right one yet. You know?
Or
Maybe you
you're
need
suited,
to.
You're suited for a newcomer that's going to follow you and be up under you and be that person for you. You ain't got, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that statement.
but most newcomers don't
like,
fall in that
That's
category.
right. So if you, but that guy that's really willing and wants and open-minded and really is like looking at his life in that way, and he just started recovery and he really wants to change his life and he'll do whatever it takes to do it, that's your dude. You can do something with
I'm
that.
just saying, you hang out. Thank you, Jeff, for joining us today.
Love y'all, man.
always
Cool.
bringing that, always bringing the noise.
If someone's interested in getting the book, where do they get the book?
Well, I'm getting ready to drop the second one, so they got to chill on that first one. We have some legal matters, which is a workbook which is going to be heavily marketed to treatment facilities and things of that nature, specifically for the newcomers in recovery.
What you
That's
doing? You
awesome.
taking a selfie?
No, Rakim is the nephew of late R&B singer and actress Ruth Brown. He grew up in Wyandotte, New York, on Long Island.
You know what? I don't have the same resource that you do, right? I don't have the same resource that you do, but you see how he wanted to end that? You see how he did me? You see how he did me? Are we still live? You see how he
I
did
wish we
me?
could get the clearance to play Rakim, Who Is God. Have you ever heard of that song?
Say it again.
Who Is God by Rakim?
Yeah, of course. I definitely heard that song.
Man.
Nothing like that. Nothing
that's
like
All right.
wild.
When
Nothing like that
Rakim,
microphone
when
feeding follow the
Rakim,
leader.
I'll say this again. When Rakim came on his scene, okay, as Rakim, the God MC, all right, the man was living in Fort Greene, Brooklyn. Thank you.
I believe you.
Thank you.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Okay.
This has
But-
been another epic episode of the Most High Show. Thank you to donors, supporters who
Yeah,
make
yeah.
this possible. Thank you for listening, and I want you to know, reach out for help because we gotta get a mic.
Yeah, somebody from the crowd has to pick up the mic because that was really poignant. That was